Alright, I'm just gonna mirror this guy's, information. He believes there's something going on with the dams, so I'm just gonna play it, and, we'll go from there.
A heads up from a plain truth to those living out in Northern California, Butte County, where Paradise is. Well, we may be under attack again, folks. This was from 2017 in February when the first atmospheric river came down in the Butte County at the dam up in Orville, which is just about maybe 40 miles south of Paradise, Chico. You can see a map here in a minute. But the damage prompted for cities and counties near Lake Orville, and said an uncontrolled release from the dam could send a 30-foot wall of water downstream. I'm not going to lift the evacuation order until I have a better idea what it means and the risk possesses. This is Butte County Sheriff Corey Honia, who's the same guy that was talking about the Paradise stuff. He's the same sheriff. Is he in on it? I don't know, but here's the dam. It broke. This was the atmospheric river that came through and was threatening. You can see the damage here. We have evidence. There was reports that it was blown on purpose. Now, remember the Paradise fires in 2017, they had evacuation drills, and this was no different than Orville. They waited 3 days before they evacuated everybody, and then they sent out the alert all at the same time at noon to tell everybody to get out. Major traffic jams, frustrations. Was that the control? Was that getting the numbers so they could identify how many people might be able to get out when they gave evacuation orders? Well, let's bring it up to today, because this is March 18th. This is today. This is what they're saying. Now, notice please note in Northern California this year we had record rain and record snow in February. Usually February kind of takes a slough month, and then March and April we get the rain, snows come back. But this was just rain on rain. Again, it was geoengineered. So here, they spent $1 billion spent to repair Orville Dam is failing as water is seeping through the rebuilt spillway, threatens new mass evacuations over the risk of the dam collapsing. According to dam expert Scott Cahill, it is of the same failure track as 2017. March 1st, the Sierra snowpack was at a record 113 inches, but another 44 inches fell in 10 days, 44 inches. With temperatures spiking this week to 75 degrees in the valley, dam inflows were running twice the outflows, and water levels rose from 800 to 839 feet. And here, I guess, is a picture of the spillway with the water starting to leak through again. As America's tallest earthen dam with 770-foot face and a 900-foot top of the spillway, the lake behind Orville can hold 3.5 million acre-feet of water, and its viability is a crucial element for the effectiveness of the California system of 1,250 flood dam controls. Again, 30-foot wall if this thing breaks. Now, what they're saying is the money wasn't funded completely to finish the project for repairing it. President Trump has blamed California for systematically failing to fund state infrastructure and safety needs, then billing FEMA under its 75% reimbursement for natural disaster relief claims. Based on the reports of incompetence, FEMA denied $306 million of California's $639 million national disaster reimbursement requests for the 2017 Orville Dam crisis. So people, if you're living in the area, if you're in Marysville, if you're Yuba City, if you're Sacramento, don't wait for them to tell you to get out. As soon as you hear about the dam, just keep your ears to the radio. Just get out of there, because this could be the event. Like I said, they did an evacuation drill the year before, 2017, before the event, in 2018 in Paradise. Just like they do false flags before the event, just like they did in New Zealand, where they were doing training drills when it went live at Christchurch. This is how they roll. So are they going to blow the dam again? Was 2017 a trial run? We're not going to know, but they have plans, folks. Take a look at this right here. Let me move this over here. All right, so this is in November 2014, they passed a law. They're going to fund $500 billion, $500 billion for the future to build these mega dams. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mega dams down the central basin of California. You can see where Chico is. Chico's where Paradise is, and then right below that here, that's the dam. And so it would flood right through Sacramento. And you can see they're planning on building these mega dams, but they don't need the old dams anymore because these are all going to be hydroelectric for the new battery world. So are they going to flood out the Central Basin? Are they going to do like the great floods that we just learned about from 1862 when Sacramento was under 10 feet of water for the entire year? So much, though, that the governor, the first governor of California, Leland Stanford, had to run his office from San Francisco because Sacramento all the way to Petaluma, Petaluma, Santa Rosa, was under 10 feet of water. All right, moving on. So this is the next thing that they're bringing up. This is February 2018. This was 1 month ago. Rare megastorm could overwhelm LA area dam and flood dozens of cities, experts say. Scientists call California's, quote, other big one could cause 3 times as much damage as a major earthquake along the San Andreas Fault. Could send more than 1.5 million people fleeing as floodwaters inundate cities and form lakes in Central Valley and Mojave Desert. And also remember, we're chronicling as late as 1815s, 1820s, that California was an island and that the coastline went 100 to 200 feet out before it was inundated in rain. Is this history repeating itself? 1820s, that
Okay, I wanted to point out something. Arc Storm, the Archons. See, Archonic. Alright, this is the snaking path, people. First you have fires, and now you have water. Fire and ice. This is all snaking path shit, man. But heads up, anyways. You need to know. You need to know who's running the show here.
California was an island, and that the coastline went 100 to 200 feet out before it was inundated in rain. Is this history repeating itself? And why do they keep talking about dams? Because they're funding the dams. Their tentative funding is for giant new dams to be coming in. And this is an article from April 20th, 2018, saying they're on their way. We're going to be getting the dams. We're getting started. Eminent domain, $2.5 billion being proposed for this. So you see where this is going? Get rid of the old dams, bring out the new. And then just as I'm reading that, this comes out in the Press Democrat local paper here. Cal Trout wants Scott Dam and Eel River removed to help salmon and steelhead. Yeah, they all of a sudden, after really care about the salmon and steelhead, when the guy, the CEO of the corporation named USA, Trump, is gutting all regulations to protect the environment, to protect animals. So why do you think they're going to worry about the salmon? Because they got to get rid of the dams, the old ones, and put in the new. So they're saying these dams got to go. They're too old. They're too compromised. But are they going to use this as an excuse? 600,000 residents could be affected if the dams were critical, problems they have. And they go in and they cover each one of the dams here as far as each one goes and talk about each dam that needs to be taken out. They're too old. They're not necessary. We got to bring the salmon back and whatnot. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. I think there's going to, we had the torching fires that have been going on for 15, 16 months now. Now we're having the floods. Just 15 miles away from me during the last storm, we got 20 inches of rain in Guerneville, right at the mouth of the entrance to Bohemian Grove. Yet over here, 15 miles away, we got 5 inches. So that's over a foot more rain occurred 15 miles away from where I live, same sea level. Nothing's different in height. How do you explain that unless it was geoengineered and purposeful? So they're controlling the weather, but just a heads up, if you know people in the Oroville area, the Butte County down Lower Butte, Marysville, Yuba, Sacramento, please share this with them. This is a public service announcement. I'm not saying I'm right, but here we are, and they have record snowpack. The temperatures are warming, and we have a lot of snow in the mountains that's going to be coming off of it. Oh yeah, we were in a drought just a few years ago. What happened to that? Climate change indeed. Anyway, thanks for listening. Catch you next video. Please share this with all. Peace and love one another all.